Alright, so you get a brand new deck. Gotta open it. And what you'll find inside are white cards and black cards and rule cards. So, these are all your rule cards, and feel free to read them. They have Caissa's Revenge on the back and checkered squares, and definitely read through them. One of the things we just found out recently is that play and middle game are exactly the same. So feel free to give one to your partner so they can read it and you can read your own. Then you're going to find you have two decks. One black and one white. And in each deck, you're going to have specialty cards. And those are cards with writing on them. I'm going to take those out. The reason I'm going to take them out is because I want to get a good shuffle, a mix of all the cards. By the way, you'll also have an inventory card in both decks, and that one just gets taken out because it's, again, it's just a nice thing so you can see what's going on. I know I need my king, so I'm going to grab that out while I'm looking for my cards. And I'm just looking for all the word cards. I suggest you do this every time you play anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I know I have them all. The other thing that you might want to do, well, go away, King. The other thing that you might want to do is to play different variations where you can play with less than 13 of these cards. It just makes less mixing and shuffling in, and you can pick anywhere from 8 cards, 9, 10, 11, 12, or all 13. So, when we first invented the game, you could only use 8. Alright, so I'm trying to shuffle up the playing cards, but then I'm going to take them and put about 2 together, one of those. And I'm just trying to get these mixed in because I don't want them, I don't want to get like a hand of 10 word cards in a row, or 10 times I get face card playing pieces and I don't get any word cards. I like to get a nice balance, and I find that if I do 2 each, and then I only have a few left, I can place them wherever, and then I can just put them back and shuffle them again and again. That's just a nice way to mix them up the first time and trying to keep it so I have a nice blend of word cards versus piece cards. Alright, so that's our black deck. Our white deck. Of course, I would do the same thing with the black deck, but I'm not going to do that for you now. I'm not going to kill all that time. Alright, the only card I would find is the inventory card, and when it comes up, we'll get rid of it. But I do need the king, sorry. And there's my king. Alright, so to begin the game, both sides would have shuffled their decks. Both sides have a king, and there's 5 rows. 5 columns and 5 rows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to shuffle. I already did. I'm going to take out, deal myself 6 cards. I have to have at least 3 piece cards. So if I don't have 3 piece cards, I have all 6 piece cards. If I had 4 or more word cards, I would just put it back in, reshuffle, and deal out 6 new cards. So now I could take any cards I want, any of my piece cards, and I can place them face down in front of my king. One goes in front, one to either side. This is the basic setup, and you'll find a rule card that'll show you that. And your opponent does the same thing with his 6 cards. And he would have 3 cards in his hand, or her hand. To begin each turn, you have a choice. I can place a card down on the board. I can move a card. So I can place. And if I place, it's equal to or 1 ahead of my furthest card. If I ever get a card into the back rank, my furthest card, I can place a card on any row. Can never place it on my own back row, but of course I want to get it there. I also cannot place in the back row, I have to move it. So if I placed here, my opponent moved, I moved here, my opponent moved, I can move it back to the back rank. But I cannot place that. So again, I have two choices right up front. I can place a card, I can move a card, and you can only do one of those two things, or I can attack. And my recommendation to you is that you attack. Attacking is the easiest way to move a card from one place to another. I can only place onto this row, but if I attack with my queen, and let's say I add in my rook, now why would I do that? Now I have 15 points against this card, which of course isn't a valid card. So I take 15 points against this card, and I would point it out and say I want to attack that card. Black would look in his hand and say, okay, do I want to stop that attack with one of my specialty cards? If I can't stop that attack, the attack happens, he would turn it over, and it would be 15 to 10. So 15 is more than 10, the queen is destroyed. Black would take it off the board, put it into his discard pile, and I have to move one of these two pieces into that square. So I've not moved or placed yet, and I've gotten my queen from here all the way over here. And that's why it's better to attack than to move or place. And because I attacked first, my next piece I put down, I can put equal to or ahead, but I can never place into the back row. So now I have two pieces already right near your king. So I advise you to attack first, taking a square, preferably the one right in front of the king, since I need to occupy these two more to win. Remember, the goal is to get my cards to look like this. If I can surround the king, I win.